Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. Jake of the OneManBand is back again. Joining me is...
I'm Erin. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh.
My girlfriend. And we're doing another Q&A. Well, I am. It's kind of her first, so... Yeah.
I'm not famous.
No. Shh. Quiet, dog. We had to lock the dogs out.
She has separation anxiety. She doesn't like being in a room that's not the same room as Mummy.
So, just in case you guys didn't realize it, I'm in a totally different area. That's because I'm visiting Erin for Thanksgiving.
My room's better.
There's lots more geek stuff on it, yeah.
Shebang.
Whole shebang.
Shebang.
So, that's why it looks a little bit different, but we're still doing a Q&A, and I have questions right here on the good old phone. So let us begin.
Watch your crappy phone die.
Yeah, probably.
In the middle of this.
Yeah, probably. What do you guys think Cinder's childhood was like? Personally, I think it was in poverty. Well, you want to answer that first?
I have a theory of how Cinder's childhood went that we're going to do eventually.
Yeah, we have a theory
so
about it.
I'm not going to completely answer that. You can answer it though.
Obviously, she grew up in a way that she wasn't recognized by the huntsman in any way, or criminals. So, off the radar. You probably see my Cinder is an android theory. What is your favorite fan theory and or fan art of Ruby? I mean, why don't you just ask us what our favorite cake is?
Or our favorite child if we had one.
Yeah, it's like, okay, first off, fan art of Ruby.
Anything dishwasher 1910 or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Oh, I take that back. My favorite is the one he did of Summer and Ruby, where Ruby's all crying and being sad, and Summer's holding her, saying I'm sorry.
One?
Yeah, I think that's my favorite one.
Well, Summer's like, you got a thing for Summer.
Cause Summer's awesome.
Summer doesn't even exist in the show.
That's how awesome she is!
She's like the friggin' Harry Potter's parents.
That's how awesome she is! She's so awesome she doesn't need to be in the show. She's just her name, Summer Rose, and it's like,
Awesome. And as for fan theory, there's way too many to count to break it down. Do you have one?
Trying to think. I'm mentally scanning. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but my favorite's the crow is Ruby's dad.
Yeah, of course it is.
I'm a sucker for Summer Rose, and I'm a sucker for Crow. Can't help it.
She just wants them to be together.
I do.
Suck in the face.
I know you said that, not me. But I always get the vibe that there was something possibly there, whether it's they had an actual relationship, or if it's the more Snape Lily from Harry Potter kind of relationship. I just think there's something there.
Maybe. Guess we'll find out later. Will you read my fan fiction? Haha. Probably not.
I might.
Nothing against you, but I barely have enough time to make videos.
I have all the time in the world, so I might. If you, let us know what it is.
Yeah, and,
I like
that
to read,
doesn't mean I may never read fan fiction.
I might like it so much, I make him read it.
Yeah, so there's always that possibility.
Or I read it to him. I'll serenade you. No, I'm just kidding.
No. What roles you think each character will play throughout the show?
I don't know. That's the whole...
What do you mean, what role?
That's the whole thing I like about shows, though, is you don't know what role they're going to take. They could start out in one role and then completely change later on. So to have a character in a definite role is hard to say. I think the only one that has a definite role is Ruby's the wide-eyed protagonist.
Yeah,
I think that's the only one that will stay solid throughout Ruby.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get a flashback episode of Team Stark?
I want a whole season.
I personally do not think so.
I want a whole season.
I don't think it's primarily needed. I mean, it would be liked by a lot of people, but I don't think it's needed to further expand the story.
My counter to that, was the Freelancer season really needed in Red vs. Blue?
Well, they introduced Carolina, yes.
So how do you know the Stark one wouldn't introduce a character that becomes pretty important later on?
Because the only character that would be introduced would be Summer Rose, and
you
she's
don't know
dead.
if they had an enemy or something. So that's my counter argument. We didn't really need the Red vs. Blue Freelancer season. I want a Stark season. Could happen. Guess what? Rooster Teeth made both of them, so it could happen.
Which character within Team Ruby do you sympathize with more, or most? Sympathize with? I mean, I sympathize probably most with Weiss, because I like Weiss the most. Yeg's in a pretty bad situation too. Ruby's doing okay, and well, you probably all know what my my opinion of Blake is. So there's that. Do you just want to let that dog in here? She just sits right here.
Yeah, she'll probably try to jump on us though. We could just scoot
Whatever.
away. Everybody can see my cute dog.
Yeah.
Mine would be Blake.
Blake.
Not because I
Oh,
like Blake, but I see a lot of myself in her. I'm kind of the person that if things go bad or something like that, I try to run away from it. So, and Blake does that. This is the dog that won't shut up. So I think mine is Blake.
Which character are you most looking forward to seeing develop over the next couple of volumes? Weiss.
Ruby.
Weiss and Ruby.
Ruby needs it. She's the protagonist.
Anyone but except Blake.
Actually, I take that back. I want to see some Sun without Blake.
That
Because
would
Ruby
be
is starting to get some development, and she's really needing it. But we have never seen Sun without Blake, and I would like to see
because
him
Sun's
like that.
awesome. Sun's
Sun is awesome. I love Sun.
I have two questions, if you don't mind.
Ooh.
Look at this guy.
You're a badass over here.
What do you believe will happen with Whitley's character in the future? And, well, let's answer that. What do you think is going to happen with Whitley?
Repeat what I have to say about that.
I don't remember what you had to say about that.
I have a theory, which could totally be wrong, and I'm okay with it if it's wrong. I have a theory that the Shnees are maybe kind of have the whole, for people who watch Game of Thrones, Targaryen thing going on.
Where they
marry their sisters and have
to
kids
keep
and
their
stuff.
bloodlines pure.
Yeah, because like the way I kind of get the feeling from them is they would be like back in the day, higher ranking families and stuff would do that to keep the bloodline pure. And so my theory is that they are like that, and I think Whitley might know, and originally he was supposed to be with Winter, and that's why he doesn't like Winter. But Winter's not under the dad's control anymore. Weiss is. So I think that might happen. If not, then I read somebody suggest that he's more of the kind of going to be the support for Weiss during this volume apart from Klein. So I'd like to see that, but that's just my theory, that it's going to be more of a Whitley knows what's going to happen and Weiss doesn't. So that's kind of why he was acting that way with her when she first went to their dad.
And with me, it's like we've seen so little of Whitley. All I know is that he seems like a little shit, and I just don't know how to. I can't read him very well, because like he has this air about him that's just like how I said, he acts like he's an entitled little shit, but it's like, besides that, we don't have anything else on him. So I don't know if he's going to do a complete turnaround. I don't know if he's going to stay a little shit. I would rather us have more screen time with him before I draw any conclusion.
I think he does kind of give the air of being a little shit, but I kind of, me myself, feel a air of more entitlement. I feel like he was the favorite out of the three. He was the one that got everything, even though they all got everything. He was the most loved. So I think he kind of has that entitlement feel to him.
Probably. And the next part of the question is, who are your favorite teams between Bronze, Indigo, Auburn, and Funky, and why?
Funky.
Because they're the only people who had development. Everybody else were just obstacles.
Yeah. Though I will say the one that I wish got more development was Auburn.
Why?
Because I like Arslan. She's cool looking.
Everybody likes Arslan for some reason.
She's cool looking. So I would like more development with all of them. But if I had to pick right now, the ones that are listed here, Funky, we might see if Weiss goes to Atlas Academy.
I want her to go to Atlas Academy so we can see Funky.
I would love that. Auburn, and then I kind of actually, I know this isn't going to happen, I kind of want to know what's going on with Bronze because, like, the R in Bronze got picked up by a Nevermore at the end of Volume 3.
You see, she is like, she wonders what's going on with them. I don't care.
I want to know what's going on with everybody. Like, I want to know what's going to happen with the team.
I would rather know what's going on with our protagonists.
Well, I do too, but I want to know what's going on with the team when their school doesn't fall and one of their members dies.
You hold a funeral and you move on.
Yeah, but how does that work with a team? Do you just pick a student to put in that team? How does that work?
I don't know.
This is where we disagree. I want to know little gritty details, and he's just like, I just want to know the main story.
Let's get to the big picture. If you were to give a theme song for Team Ruby or Juniper, or both if you'd like, what would it be and why?
Oh, I had one for Team Ruby, but I don't remember what it was.
Angel with a Shotgun?
Angel with the Shotgun, yeah. That would be my Team Ruby one.
And for me, there's way too many songs to choose from. What are the theories about the show from other fans that you would like most happen, would like least to happen, and or believe is most likely going to happen? You probably have the Crow is Ruby's dad.
Yeah.
thing.
I would say would like most to happen is Crow being Ruby's dad. Least to happen.
Right.
I don't want Yang to go to the dark side. I don't. Like, I see a lot of people thinking maybe that's going to be the case for her. She's going to, like, maybe go after Raven and join her or whatever. I don't
Raven
want...
isn't even on the dark side.
Raven's darker than most people, though.
Yeah, but she's on her own side.
She kills without caring. And Yang might do whatever to get her mom's approval.
Yeah, but she isn't Salem.
I believe the most likely to happen is Oscar is going to be the wizard.
What would I like most to happen?
Kiki getting invaded.
Yes, I know. Let's
Go
see.
away.
Would like
Nope.
most to happen? I think the thing is, it's gotten to the point where I don't know where fan theories and canon stuff and then just crack theories. I don't know where any start or any end because I just absorb so much.
Yeah.
But I will tell you least likely to happen, Bumblebee, because it won't happen.
Why do you keep stirring the pot?
Because I'm an asshole, that's why. And
I would like to say I particularly don't like Bumblebee, but I'm neutral.
sure you are. So, believe is most likely going to happen. I would say the fan theory that Tyrion had a hand with Summer Rose.
Yeah.
Because although it's like, oh, well, what other Silver-Eyed Warriors is there? It still isn't concrete. Do you think Raven is the worst mom in the world of Remnant? Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's your answer.
I have my theory to why, but
What do you think we will learn about Raven's tribe? You see, a lot of these questions are falling into the theory that we have developing right now. So we're just going to say, it's your theory. So we're just going to say, wait for the theory. We're not answering that question.
we are answering that question. Because I like to torment you.
What ships you want to be canon? Renora. That's it. Everything else doesn't matter. Because ships don't matter.
He's an angry little elf. He's a South Pole elf. Because of how I would want Ruby to end, I want Sean and Ruby to get together.
And we're gonna answer why.
Yep,
in
that's
a
a
different
question.
video. A different question, yeah.
Yeah, that's
what
a
I
question.
meant. If Raven and Tai Yang meet again, and if they fight, how big of an impact do you think this will affect Yang and the audience?
The thing is with that,
With the audience, how is it really gonna affect us? It's just two people fighting. I got a better question. Why would they fight? Why would they be in a position to
I
fight
don't
each
think
other?
they would fight.
Yeah, no.
I think if anything, they'd be fighting an argument,
Yeah.
not actual physical fighting.
Because Yang did love Raven. He did.
Tying.
Yeah, Tai Yang did love Raven. If she loved him back, we don't know, but it would be more of an argument than throwing fists.
The thing is, if that happened, I think it'd be more of a he sees Raven and he goes to meet up with her. I don't think with Ty being as protective he is about his girls, he would allow Raven. He would allow that in front of Yang.
Yeah, he wouldn't allow that.
He
in
would
front of
make
Yang.
it more of a private thing. It's like when your parents argue, they shut their bedroom doors so you don't hear.
Yeah.
So that's how I think it would go.
What do you think Salem and Cinder will try to take over Haven? And do you think Team Ruby will come together again to help them from taking over another area of Remnant? The thing is, Team Ruby cannot stop Salem and Cinder. Not at how they are right now.
No.
They are not strong enough. Because they were together at Beacon, and well, that didn't count for shit, now did it? What do we think Salem and Cinder are going to try to do to take over Haven?
We pretty much agree that we think their whole goal is to get rid of the Huntsman.
Yeah, their attack, and Haven is an academy, so they're destroying the academies to help divide the kingdoms even more. That way the kingdoms will either destroy each other or become so weak that the Grimm themselves can destroy them.
Yeah.
And how they're going to take over Haven, we don't even know what the situation in Haven
You
and
can't say. More information is needed.
yeah, more information is needed. Do you think that Salem operates out of the Dragon Continent? What do you think?
I believe so, yeah.
I mean, it is pretty much one of the only land masses that doesn't have any villages on it or anything.
That in Crow, when he's talking about the kingdoms and stuff, he said she's somewhere out there.
Yeah.
So that
Mentioned.
implies that Salem is on Remnant somewhere. And another thing in that video is it shows the kingdoms and the villages that pop up. And there were a few on that continent, but they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Everything was wiped out.
People have tried to
So-
settle there, but they always end up being dead.
I think that's why, is because Salem's there, and Salem has all her Grimm there. And you can take care of Grimm in the other kingdoms and stuff, not at the hive,
Yeah.
if you will. It's just too much to deal with.
Yeah, you have to nuke it from orbit just
Yeah.
to be safe.
So I believe she's there, and the reason there's no like kingdoms or villages there is because it's too Grimm infested. And part of this question is also, why has no one been able to see a hellscape like that from Flyby? Nevermore.
Nevermore.
Hippogriff. Griffins, that's what they're called.
And any other Grimm.
Yeah. It's like their whole goal is to destroy anything that humanity has made in humanity. So
It's like
obviously
they've
any
been
ship would
able-
be attacked.
They've been able to map it, yes, but like basic surveillance, it's like it's gotten to the point where it's like, well, okay, we know that this island or whatever looks like this, but every time we send somebody into the interior, they end up dead.
Yeah.
So we're just not going to waste lives anymore.
Yeah.
And resources.
I just think that's like the beehive for Grimm.
Yeah. Do you think Cinder will ever change sides or will stay on the bad side?
God, I want her to stay on the bad side because
Me
she's
too.
the only villain really that has succeeded.
Yeah, and the thing that I mostly hate about anime is that sometimes you get these villains, and they're good villains, and then they just like change sides.
Yeah, it's
out of the blue, and you're just like, why? Like, one of the biggest things, like, I'm just gonna rant for a bit. Naruto Shippuden. The Pain, like, when Pain attacked the Leaf Village, that was, you know, one of the coolest fights ever in any anime. It's basically 2 hours long of just straight up fighting. And then he destroys the Leaf Village, kills all these important people, and then Naruto just prances over, talks to him for a bit, and then Pain's all like, "Oh, I'm sorry, bring everyone back to life." And it's just like, then what was the point?
There goes my eardrums.
You see, just with Ruby, I want the villains to stay villains. The only person, and I know that you're gonna say this, the only person I could see changing sides is maybe Emerald, even though I don't want her to. She wants her to.
I do.
But I think that's another question later
Yeah.
on.
Ruru.
This dog.
No.
What do you think will happen at the end of Volume 4? If you can choose how the series end, what would it be? So first off, how do you think Volume 4 will end?
I have no clue.
We've only had 4 episodes. We haven't even gotten to the mid-climax yet. So we have no idea.
No idea. I'm gonna guess a cliffhanger.
Probably. What do you... Okay, I know you've been waiting to tell everyone this, but how do you think the series is going to end?
Okay, so how I want my dogs not to make sounds behind me. How I want the series to end. At least Ruby's story to end. Because I feel like Remnant is so big you could do other stories. I want Ruby to have a family, with Sean, have some blonde-haired, silver-eyed babies, but I want her to sacrifice herself to destroy Salem or the big bad evil, and I want John to take his kids to Summer's grave and there be a headstone for Ruby next to it, and the final camera pan is up in the sky and you see Summer and Ruby reunited. That's how I want the series to end, just like that.
So there we go.
And then maybe another homage to Monty, do his signature in the sky again.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. That's how I want it.
And how I want the series to end, I want everyone to die.
You've been watching too much Game of Thrones.
I know. Okay, first question. Now that the characters have changed and will probably continue to change throughout Volume 4, do you think you'll make a new character breakdown / review of Team Ruby? Probably not. Because at this point, it's like, I don't know. It just seems like it'd be way too much to do for not so much
Yeah,
reward.
the thing is, they've changed, but only a little bit, really.
Yeah, really only a little bit.
So.
Yeah. 2. What do you personally think the relic is?
Ozpin's cane.
Ozpin's cane?
Or something in Ozpin's cane.
Yeah.
There's a reason Crow took it.
There's a reason Crow took it. If Yang and Raven were to meet in Volume 4, how would you like for the conversation to go?
Yeah.
Bye!
I don't want them to meet in Volume 4, but eventually I want them to meet and Yang not like her, and I don't know how it would start that they fight, and I want Yang to go, I had a mom and you weren't her, and then punch her. Because I think with Yang, she's been so focused on finding Raven, she still holds Summer Rose very highly and talks about her in a very loving way, but I think she's kind of forgot that Summer was actually there to be her mom and was her mom. Because you don't have to be blood related to be somebody's parent or something. My dad is my stepdad, but he's really the only dad I've ever known. It'll take Yang maybe meeting Raven to see that Summer was really her mom. Even though Summer didn't give birth to her, Summer was her mom.
Do you think Emerald and Mercury can somehow redeem themselves and go and help out the good guys in the future? If so, which one do you think will turn first? We've already said this. If anyone were to change sides, we would want it to be Emerald.
Yeah.
And you can give a reason why. Because...
My reason will make everybody mad.
No.
So, Miles has said that a gay lesbian character will be introduced.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of people say they want to be Yang, Blake, Ruby, Weiss. I want it to be Emerald. Because I'm okay with that, but I want it to have some meaning on that character's story. And I feel like right now, that would be the character that I would have the most impact for, especially if she's in love with Cinder, and she just decides, you know, I don't like what you're doing, I can't be a part of this anymore, and she leaves. Because I feel like that would really develop her character with fighting about, well, I love Cinder, but I don't like what she's doing. So that's why I would want it to be Emerald, and that's why I would want Emerald to be the lesbian character or the gay character, if you will.
Which two members of Team Ruby do you think are going to meet up first?
They're kind of all over the world.
I think Weiss and Yang.
That one is very possible happening. But
Because if Weiss were to get out of Atlas, where would she go? She'd go back to Vale.
Yeah.
And who's in Vale?
That, or Yang goes because of her arm to Atlas.
Maybe, yeah.
But the ones I think will meet first is Ruby and Yang. Because we can kind of see that Yang feels bad that her dad hasn't been able to go try to bring Ruby back home. Sorry, my eye is itchy. And that's why she kind of put the arm on. So I'm thinking maybe when she gets comfortable again, she's going to go after Ruby. So, yeah. But I would be okay with Weiss and Yang meeting up too.
Yeah. What do you do for a living? What is your living condition like? Lastly, will you ever do live streaming, playing any video games with fans? I would like to play video games with fans, and I'd like to set something up right now. It's just taken me a while to figure everything out and stuff. As for what am I doing for a living, I'm kind of doing a lot because let's just say I'm still trying to get my life together.
We both are, really.
Yeah, we're both just trying to get our lives together. But what I'm actually doing for a living, I'll put a rain check on that and tell you when I'm actually making a living.
We have jobs right now. Don't get us wrong. We have jobs right now.
We have jobs.
It's just they aren't jobs you can
live off.
Yeah.
But we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
That's the important part. Stay in school, get a job. Do you think Cinder will die at one point, either by one of our heroes or even Salem? Well, everyone dies eventually.
Everybody does die eventually, but
I don't think Salem would kill Cinder, because Cinder is the key to her plan. So
yeah, I think
you don't
if
go
anything,
around killing the key to your plan.
Salem's plan is to give Cinder all the maiden power somehow.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be her plan. As for, I think eventually Salem is going to die from
Cinder.
Well, it asked about Salem too.
No, it asked if Salem were to kill Cinder.
Then no. I see everybody thinking John's going to be the one to kill Cinder. I can't see him doing that. Not because
he can't.
He can't. I think it's going to be more of Pure wouldn't have wanted that. But then again, Pure wouldn't have wanted to be murdered.
Yeah.
But she also went into it knowing she wasn't going to make it out. So it's not like it was cold-blooded murder. Pure knew when she made that choice, she knew she was going to die. That's why she kissed John.
Alrighty, this is from a very good friend of mine. First off, okay.
Ours?
Our very good friend. She was my friend first.
She likes me more, just like your family.
Yeah, everyone likes her more than me. Alrighty, ice cream sandwich or ice cream cake?
Ice cream cake, definitely.
If you were to have a vehicle from Halo as your daily commute, what would it be? I would have a Warthog.
I would have a Warthog, and I would blare Mexican music.
Based on the last three most recent games you have played, which character would be most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse, and why?
Sylvanas, because she basically makes zombies. She would just get them their will and have a giant army and protect me.
I'd say Sun Wukong from Smite.
Oh yeah, we
he's
played
amazing.
a lot of Smite.
Slushy or milkshake?
Milkshake.
It all depends on the day. Or why not both?
Ew, not at the same time.
Well, not at the same time, no.
That's gross.
Well, this last one is more of an...
Just you.
this last one's more of an inside joke. Nobody watching this is going to understand, except for like maybe 3 people.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is would I rather wear my friend Randy's beanie for an entire day, or would I wear my friend Isaac's used handkerchief like a scarf for an entire day?
No.
And the thing is, none of you, except maybe 3 of you, know who these people are or know the stories behind said beanie or said scarf. But for those of you who do, I would wear Randy's beanie. So there you go.
To be fair, she never clarified if we could wash them first and then wear them.
Nobody's going to understand the answer to
I
that
don't care.
question. What do you think of Shane Newell's open letter? Do you believe him or something else? Well, you see, that letter was a long time ago, and I do not think the letter truly matters right now.
Yeah. It's kind of in the past.
Yeah,
like,
it's in the past.
Ruby's still being made. All this stuff is still happening.
Yeah.
Whether it's... Nobody for sure can ever say what happened.
Yeah.
Because none of us were there.
Yeah,
none of us
were there.
worked there and knew what was going on. So, I would agree that it doesn't matter anymore. We should maybe just let it go.
Yeah. Be like Elsa.
Let it go, let it go.
Can you give us a top 10 strongest characters from Ruby Lives?
Oh, that's like its own whole on itself.
That's its own video, dude. And I personally don't think we can...
You could do it.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll say maybe.
Maybe. Pepsi or Coke? Coke.
Pepsi.
Civil War. Alrighty, here's one. Do you think Menagerie should be considered as a faunus republic? As in, be a independent nation that could be on par with the 4 kingdoms?
I don't think they've been allowed to be on par with the 4 kingdoms, to be honest. At least from what we've gathered from the video, it seems like a still very simple continent.
Yeah, it doesn't have, I don't think it has really the connections, the technological advancements of the kingdoms. I mean, there is a large population down there, but they don't have the connections to the other kingdoms that the other kingdoms have to each other. And the concept of calling it a republic, you see, I'm just going to be a stickler for that, because it's like, a republic means that it's a collection of lands, if you will, that are each represented by people in a Congress, if you will. It's just, I understand what you're going for, the whole idea of a faunus-ruled land, kingdom, but I would need to see their government, how they're structured. I honestly think it's probably more of a collection of independent villages and city-states. I don't think they're truly unified on Menagerie. They just understand that they all live on this same land, so let's just take care of each other. But
I don't think we can for sure really answer how we think it's going to be until we see a little bit more.
yeah, until we see a little bit more.
Because, like, the World of Remnant, which we'll talk about at some point, it didn't give us a whole lot on Menagerie.
It didn't. Not at all. Do you think that Tyrion is in Raven's bandit tribe?
No.
No.
Like, I kind of thought that maybe at first, but I don't think so anymore.
No, the thing is, it's like, if he was, it's like, why does everything have to be so connected?
Yeah.
Why can't things just be what they
No,
are?
he just gave me that kind of vibe. Was it the first episode we saw them go into the village?
Which village? They've gone into quite a few.
The one that was burned down.
That was the second episode.
That was the second episode?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why I thought maybe Tyrion was involved with that, because it was so soon after introducing the character. And he kind of gave me that vibe, but I really don't think so now.
And do you really think someone as organized as Raven would allow
If
a
anything,
crazy
he probably
ball?
got kicked out of it, if he
Yeah.
was a part of it.
Yeah, because he's more of a lone. He's a lone crazy wolf. that
Yeah.
does his own thing. Do you think Yang will go after Adam and or the White Fang?
No.
No.
Not anytime soon, at least if she does.
Why?
She's terrified of him. She
Yeah.
has nightmares about him.
Why would you purposefully go after the thing that cut your arm off?
Yeah.
That's not a good idea. I understand the idea of revenge, vengeance and
I
all
don't
that,
think
conquering
Yang's
your
really
fear and
gonna
all
be
that,
like
but it's
that.
like, there's a difference between conquering your fear and just being plain stupid.
Yeah. If anything, I think she's going to become a lot smarter because of this experience.
Yeah. What's up with you? What's up with you?
She's a baby.
How did you two meet?
Then I guessed RTX. No, we
No.
actually knew each other like 4 months beforehand. Do you want to tell
Yeah.
the story?
Well, was it because of Team Theory? We all kind of... Well, we were
It kind of goes
both
back.
brought into this fold of people that were going to try to create this independent series,
Oh.
I guess you could say. And so we were both brought in. She was brought in for
Voice acting.
voice acting, and so was I. And it just kind of got to the point where we were talking to each other, and we just grew closer and closer.
Basically, how it was is I was actually a fan of his for like a year or two beforehand. And I joined Team Theory, and I was just starting to do voice stuff, auditioning and stuff. And they asked if I wanted to join in this, and I was like, okay. And then he got added to the group, and it was funny because everybody kind of saw him as the famous celebrity.
I'm
and,
not.
And I basically put him in his place like, you're a person. Get over yourself.
And I was just like, I know I'm a person. I was never over myself.
But what really did it was when he canceled the shipping video. And he seemed upset, so I messaged him to wanted to see if he wanted to hang out with myself and a few other people on Skype. And he did, and yeah, pretty much we met on Facebook.
Essentially.
And I swore I was never gonna date somebody off Facebook. What? Go figure, right?
Alrighty, here's one. Do you think Blake was sterilized when she was stabbed?
No.
No.
I think it was more like below the rib.
Yeah. The thing is, he knew where he was stabbing her. And it's like, the whole concept of like sterilizing her so she cannot have children. It's like...
That would be a good revenge, but I think it was more
that's like...
to hurt her / get Yang's attention.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't think he meant, if anything, he wasn't meaning to sterilize her in any way. How do you think Ruby is gonna feel interacting with Raven if she runs into her this season?
No clue, because she doesn't know who Raven is.
Yeah, she doesn't really know who Raven is. Yang doesn't even know
Yeah,
pretty
I don't
much
think
who Raven
Yang
is.
even ever brought up the fact that Summer wasn't both of their mom.
Well, I think Ruby knows, obviously.
Well, how
Yeah.
did she know though?
Well, it's like Ruby.
Yang looks like Tai Yang, and
The thing is, they have different last names. And it's like, why would they not tell her? Why would they keep that a secret? That's just dumb.
because she doesn't need to know. It doesn't affect her.
It's gonna affect her if they tell her now. Why not
She's just gonna be like, okay, we don't have the same mom. You're still my sister.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the same if Carl ends up being Ruby's dad. Anyways, they're still sisters, whether you want to be blood sisters or just sisters.
But it's like, why does it matter if... I think that they would have told Ruby, hey,
If anything, Ruby's the odd one for having the different last name.
yes, but the thing is, why would they
Don't
not...
go on his side.
Why would they not tell Ruby, oh, Yang is from a different mommy than you?
Why would they tell her?
Because she deserves to know the truth.
It doesn't have any effect on her.
Why are we debating this so much? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You're the one who's wrong, though.
No.
Yes.
The thing is, I don't think Ruby doesn't know who Raven is. So how can she properly interact with her?
And if
She's
she
going to
does
see
know-
her as an obstacle, an enemy.
Yeah.
So fight. That's what
If
it's going to be.
You're right, and she does know for some reason they would tell Ruby. I think she's gonna be more like, why did you abandon Yang?
Well, she obviously doesn't know this woman that's going to be in front of her with a scary mask on is
True.
Raven, aka Yang's mom.
Sure. But if she takes the mask off, Raven looks exactly like Yang. Exactly like Yang.
I know. I know exactly. But I think that's all the questions.
All done.
All done. Alrighty. So this was quite the Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm hoping to do more Q&As in the future. Hopefully we'll get some good questions, and we'll be able to have Aaron join us again on a
Yay!
few. So until
Hopefully.
next time, yeah, hopefully. And maybe this one.
And maybe Ruru.
So, like and favorite if you enjoyed. Subscribe, of course, if you feel inclined to. I'll see you guys next time I'm out there in YouTube land. Boop. Boop. Be a good person, tip your waitresses, keep moving forward. We'll see you then.